Hello YouTube. How is everyone? Welcome back to my channel. I hope that we're all well. I'm coming to you this week with an anonymous Q&A. Get ready with me. I don't know why I decided to do another one of these, because the last couple of times I've done an anonymous Q&A, I've regretted it. Because some of the questions are just unhinged, but then again at the same time, I can't complain because I'm literally opening myself up to that by doing an anonymous Q&A. Like if I wanted nice polite questions, I would just do a regular question box on Instagram, but I'm not doing that, so I clearly am like fishing for bait. Is that the word, fishing for bait? I'm trying to get some juicy questions in, but listen, that's fine. I'm all about that because I love to overshare. I feel like I should have put a jump scare warning on this video. Why am I that pale? Why am I that pale? Also guys, we're gonna have to ignore the skin. She's not skinning at the moment. She's not skinning. I know that I've been really stressed recently, which always tends to show in my skin. I've also probably been wearing a lot more makeup than I normally do, and I think I said in last week's vlog that dermaplaning is giving me breakouts, but my skin just kind of seems to be getting worse by the week at the moment, and I'm not vibing with it. I'm not vibing with it. It's knocking my confidence a little bit, and that's why I've been wearing a lot more makeup than usual, because I'm trying to cover this up while it needs to breathe, but it's fine. I'm just trusting the process. I've been on top of my skincare. I've been so good. Like I don't use like 10 products in my skincare routine. Like, I genuinely believe that less is more when it comes to skincare. So I'm kind of just trusting the process and hoping that she'll clear up soon. But as I mentioned, I'm coming to you with an anonymous Q&A this week. An anonymous Q&A, so buckle the fuck up. I feel like I'll insert the questions somewhere here. Maybe here. Is there on the wall? I'll insert the questions in there. But I got a good few, but I have kind of like narrowed them down. There is some questions that I left out because I have answered them before on either my Instagram stories or on my podcast episode where I did an anonymous Q&A. So there's a couple of questions that have been repeated, but I am going to do my best to get back to most of them. Sorry, I should put my makeup somewhere better because I'm going to be turning around and ruding all the time, which I don't want to do. I don't want to be rude. Let's see. We need a brush. Also, my makeup bag is on its last legs at the moment. I need to replace so many products. So I'm well overdue like a big makeup restock shop. I've actually never needed to regularly replace makeup because I never used to wear makeup all that much. But recently, as I said, I've been wearing a lot more makeup and my products are running out, and I'm like, oh, that's really annoying. And like most of the stuff that I use would be like relatively expensive, so I'm like, oh, I'm just procrastinating the job, if I'm being completely honest. But I'm gonna shut the fuck up yapping now, and I'm gonna get into the Q&A. I have the questions on my phone in front of me, so if that's why I'm like swiping, I'm just checking the questions. Question number 1 is, have you ever thought about competing? And the answer is yes, 100 million %. I started working with my coach, Emma.Caravan on Instagram, and she is absolutely fucking class. Like, she's just amazing. I've been working with her for 2 years now, and she is phenomenal, and she's done such incredible things for me. But Emma is a bodybuilder, and I initially signed up with her with the intentions of doing a photo shoot, and I ended up doing my 2 photo shoots last year. She took me through like a maintenance phase, then a building phase, and then we did prep for the photo shoots. So I've gone through everything with her, and I'm currently in my 2nd building phase before I enter my 2nd prep. But when I first got into like building and like really knuckling down on my training and trying to better that, I was like, oh my god, I fucking love this lifestyle. I love living like a bodybuilder. Like, I love prioritizing my sleep. I love doing the same thing every single day. I love training like a bodybuilder. I love eating like a bodybuilder. I love sleeping like a bodybuilder. I was like, I love this lifestyle. And then I kind of played with the idea of competing for a while. So me and Emma did end up having a chat about it, and she changed my program to basically create a physique for a bikini athlete. Because I'm quite tall, bikini would be the class that I'd more than likely go into. Now that has since changed. I'm following a wellness training program now because I'm just she said I'm a tall wellness girly because my quads are just quite dominant and my quads just want to grow. But I really, really, really wanted to compete, and I was like, yeah, okay, 2026 is going to be the year I step on stage. And then I was kind of like, maybe I'll push it back to 2027. And I was really, really excited about it. And then we used my photo shoot prep last year as like a little trial show prep. So Emma basically just pushed me, and I pushed myself throughout that prep to basically test me and see if I was capable of doing a show prep, which Emma was confident that I would be. And I was like, yeah, I can absolutely live like this. But then about halfway through my photo shoot prep, I kind of ran into some like health difficulties, and I was just feeling really, really, really crap. And then it was when I lost my period that my perspective kind of changed. And if you don't follow me on Instagram, you might be really confused right now, because I kind of chat about it a little bit more on my Instagram. Maybe I'll go into a little bit more detail in a podcast episode or something. But when I lost my period, I kind of had a little bit of a reality check where I was like, oh, okay, this is pretty serious. This is potentially affecting my chances of being able to have kids in the future. And I was like, I just don't think that this aligns with my values. So I kind of then decided it's probably not for me. Like, you have to be willing to take those risks. And I was, when I entered photo shoot prep, I just kind of went into prep with the mindset that like, it's not going to happen to me. I'm going to be fine. Like, I'm the 1%. Everyone thinks they're the fucking 1%. So then I kind of got a little bit of a reality check when I lost my period, and I was like, you know what? No, we're not doing that. I value my health. I really want to have kids in future. And I was just like, yeah, it doesn't align with my values. So while that dream still lives in the back of my mind, and I would absolutely love nothing more than to go through a show prep and step on stage in a glittery bikini, I would love to. But again, it just doesn't align with my values, and I wouldn't coach that, right? Like, I wouldn't preach that. I want to practice what I preach, and that's more sustainability and healthy habits and healthy hormones and all that kind of stuff. So that's absolutely fine. Do you know what I mean? And I have so much respect for bodybuilders. Oh my God. It's like, I watch so many bodybuilders on YouTube. I follow so many bodybuilders on Instagram. I fucking love them, and I look up to them so, so much. And again, like, I wanted that to be me someday, but I don't think it would be worth it for me, you know, and I don't think I'd be doing it for the right intentions. Like, I kind of thought to myself, if Instagram didn't exist, would I still do it? And I don't think I would, if I'm being completely honest. So my why for it wouldn't be strong enough, if that makes sense. And that's absolutely fine. That's absolutely fine. There's nothing wrong with that at all. And that ship has just sailed for me now. So I'm just happy enough doing photo shoots and keeping my body healthy and just living my life, if I'm being honest. So question number 2 is, how long did it take you to go full-time only doing online coaching? I'm not gonna lie, guys, I was very fortunate. Not that I was very fortunate, I obviously worked very fucking hard to get to where I am, but it did not take me long at all. It actually only took me about a week to be like, okay, I'm actually making a full-time wage here. Because I was creating content on Instagram, or on TikTok, sorry, for so many years before I even qualified as a PT, I had like built relationships with people on TikTok, and they knew that I knew what I was talking about. They knew that I could practice what I preach. They knew that I could lose weight, and I'd been making so much content, like building those relationships through my social media. Like, if you don't know, I went viral on TikTok. I got like 22 million views on a transformation, blew up overnight, got like 60,000 followers in a week over that, and people kind of were watching me for fitness content. So when I announced that I was opening spaces, I had already spent like 4 or 5 years building those relationships with people, making fitness content, and having an online coaching presence, even though I wasn't yet qualified to take clients. So it only actually took me about a week. Like, I was absolutely blown away by my response when I opened spaces, and I've been sailing ever since. So it was absolutely phenomenal. I was so shocked, but absolutely fucking buzzing. And I do think that it really stood to me that I had been putting that graft in basically before I even qualified as a coach. Does that make sense? Okay, next question is, would you mind sharing the mentors you've worked with, looking to invest but would love some first-hand info? But I also got, are you working with a business mentor? If so, who? So I got that question twice, but guys, I'm not working with a business mentor. I do not have a mentor, and I have never like committed to having a business mentor. I got some mentoring at a discounted rate off somebody that was kind of starting up a while back as a mentor, and they were like, right, listen, like I've got this deal for you, like are you happy to come on board, this is what I'll help you with, etc, etc. And I was like, oh my god, yeah, happy days. Like I had been toying with the idea of starting with a mentor, and then our ethos didn't align basically, and I was like, I'm actually not here to make fucking 10-20k months. I was like, that's not what I want to do. I just want to improve the business and I want to be better at what I do. Like I don't just necessarily want to make more money. I was like, that's not why I'm a coach or whatever. So our kind of values didn't align in that sense. So I did it for like a few weeks and then I was like, you know what, like no, I don't want to. But no, I do not have a business mentor. I would know a lot about like the mentoring industry and stuff. Like I think if I were to go with a business mentor, the one that I would have in mind would be Ben Hawksworth. Ben is somebody that like I've only ever heard good things about him. Like I've never ever heard a bad word about Ben Hawksworth. And he has done like masterclasses for a course that I'm in. He's done calls with the social circle that I'm also in. Everybody that I respect in the industry really respects Ben. And I would probably go with him if I was gonna join a mentorship, but I actually don't really have any intentions to at the moment. Like I'm kind of doing all right, and it's a very big investment. Like it's very, very expensive, and I'm just trying to keep doing what I'm doing at the moment. Like I'm not necessarily looking to like grow or scale. I just want to keep on improving and improving. What I do have though is a coach. His name is Lewis Potts. And he basically coaches coaches to be better coaches. And I think a lot of people, when I post that on my stories, they're like, oh, is he a mentor? And I'm like, no, he's not a mentor. He's not a business mentor. He basically coaches us to be better coaches and like to help our clients better and stuff like that. So that's kind of my goal for this year, is to just become the best possible coach that I can be for my girls. So I'm not kind of looking at like the business side of things. I'm like, I don't want to grow. I want to work on the people that are already inside the business and make sure that they're getting the most from the service, basically, because they're the most important people. It's not about who I take on or potential clients. It's about the clients that I already have in the business. They're my biggest priority. So I'm just trying to be the best coach that I possibly can be at this moment in time, and I'm loving it. So no, I do not have a business mentor. I haven't properly had a business mentor before. I've heard so many horror stories about business mentors as well. Like there's certain mentorships that I know a lot about, I've got a lot of inside scoop on, and I'm traumatized. And a lot of people very close to me have been traumatized by them as well. So no thank you. No thank you. Okay, on to the next question. What's the food you're most tempted by when dieting? Oh. What is the food I'm most tempted by when dieting? This is a really good one. Like, I think the food that I crave most when I'm dieting would be like pizza. But I'm not like necessarily tempted by pizza because it's not like I'm around pizza all the time. I would say bread, probably. Not that you can't eat bread and like not lose weight. Like obviously I could eat bread when I'm dieting. Like that's a no-brainer. Like I have done that before, but I find it very easy to overeat bread. Very, very easy to overeat bread. Like if I have one slice of toast, I will want to finish the entire size pan. So for me, it just makes it a little bit harder to stick to my deficit, because I know that like the more that I have that, the more I'm going to want it. And it doesn't fill me, right? So like I rather spend my calories on foods that are actually going to fill me. So I would probably say bread. And again, like it's not like I can't have bread. It's just that I am very self-aware and I know what works for me and I know what doesn't work for me. If I were to have toast for my breakfast, like that's not going to fill me, and I'm just going to want to eat a full bread and slice pan. And I'm in a building phase at the moment, so I'm allowing some grace for that. I am eating toast and it's really, really good. But I would say probably bread. That's the one that I'm tempted by because it's the food that I'd be around that like I would crave. But the food that I'd crave most when I'm dieting would be definitely pizza. Definitely pizza. I'm like, when I start prep this year, I wonder, is there any way that like, because I just follow a meal plan because I find it so much easier, because I just don't want to have to think about what I'm eating. I'm like, is there a way that I can incorporate like a tortilla pizza every single night when I'm on prep? Probably. I would love that. Okay. Next question. What is the one thing in life that motivates you? The one thing in life that motivates me is my younger self. My younger self. And I don't mean that in a punishment sort of way. I don't mean like, oh, she was a fat kid, you know, like she motivates me to be fucking fit and strong now. That's not the case at all. But I think that I had very, very low self-worth and very, very low confidence when I was younger, that now I'm like, not that I want to prove her wrong, because how she felt was valid, but I want to show her that we have done incredible things and that we can achieve confidence and that we can do fucking hard shit, because she had no self-belief. She didn't think she was worthy, and she didn't think that anyone liked her, and she kind of just accepted her fate and thought that that was the way her life was going to go. That was the trajectory of her life. You know, she wasn't going to have many friends. People weren't going to like her. People were going to bully her. Blah, 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 blah. So I would say I'm most motivated by my younger self, because I just want to show her that we can be fucking cool. Like, I think she would think I'm so cool now. And that is my motivation. I'm like, when I get up in the morning, I'm like, what would younger me be like? Girl, like, what would she think? What would she want me to do that day? How would she think I'm cool that day? What do I need to do to impress her, basically? Like, I just want her to think that I'm the coolest bitch alive. And I think she would think that. I do. Yeah, I would say my younger self. Anyway, next question. Sorry, I need to keep fixing these clips. They're driving me insane. They keep coming loose. Because I do have like 2 little clips that I always clip my hair back when I'm doing my makeup, but I couldn't find them. So I'm using these. I got pin curls in Peter Marks a couple of months ago, and I just kept all the clips. So I did. Anyway, next question is, do you like bed rotting? Do you like bed rotting? No. No, my honest answer to that question is no. I do not. I cannot sit still. And I'll be honest, I struggle a lot with guilt. I struggle a lot with resting and allowing myself to rest. One, because I am self-employed and I do not have a boss that tells me, you work 9 to 5, these are your set hours. Because I work for myself, I feel like I constantly have to be on and constantly have to be working. Even when I'm not working, I feel like I'm working. And I absolutely love it. Like, I would not change it for the world, because I fucking love my job and it's class. So I would do it 24/7 anyway. But I cannot switch off. I really, really struggle with rest. Like, if I'm not going to the gym, I'm like, right, okay, I need to go on like a fucking 3-hour walk. I really, really struggle with taking downtime. And I know that a lot of that is due to the fact that I am neurodivergent. That's just part of who I am. I'm getting better at it, I think, at allowing myself rest. But I do just think that I feel better having done something. And I'm definitely very much so, like, I'm probably one of those like productivity geeks. And that's fine. Do you know what I mean? That's just who I am. But no, I don't like bed rotting. I do it every now and again. Like, if I'm really sick, I'll stay in bed. But I just kind of feel like I'm scratching at the walls to get out. So yeah, I don't like it. Any tips on getting into a routine? Yes, definitely. Google Calendar the shit out of your life. So for example, if you work a 9 to 5, go onto your Google Calendar, block out your 9 to 5, like that's your work. What time are you willing to get up at? What is it that you want to get done during the week? Like, do you want to start going to the gym, or do you want to start going for more walks? What time are you willing to get up at in the morning? Or do you need to go and do that in the evening? Google Calendar the shit out of your life, and start small, right? Because one habit often triggers another. So like, if you start going to the gym, that'll probably trigger the habit of like eating a little bit more protein. Or like, if you start going for a walk every day, that might trigger the habit of you then hitting 10,000 steps. So start small, right? And just make small adjustments to your current routine. So like, if you're currently getting up at 7 o'clock in the morning, could you get up at 6:30 in the morning, and then, you know, maybe spend that half an hour doing something productive for you, like reading a couple of pages of a book, or like doing a little bit of journaling, or whatever that may be. Start small. Don't just try change your entire life overnight, because you more than likely will not stick to that. I would always say, just like make adjustments and adaptations to what you're currently doing, so that way it doesn't feel like this big shift that you're like, okay, I've changed my entire life, now I need to stick to this. Like, that's not the case at all. Start small. One good habit often triggers another. So what is the first habit you want to implement? Like, again, do you want to start going for more walks, right? Set your alarm for half an hour earlier, get up half an hour earlier, go for a walk, stick to it for 21 days, and basically build enough evidence that you can stick to that. Like, If you want to get into routine, you need to start identifying as a routine person. Okay, so if you're currently telling yourself like, I can't stay in routine, that's your fucking problem. That is your fucking problem, right? It's your identity. So your identity needs to change. But for your identity to change, your brain needs to have evidence of that identity, okay? So like if you want to be a routine person, you need to show yourself you can be a routine person. You can stick to routine. You can go to bed at the same time every night. You can get up at the same time every morning. You can go for a walk every single day. So you basically just need to spend time building that evidence that you are a routine person, right? It's like if you want to, I spoke about this in the podcast that will have been out by the time you're watching this, about changing your identity, that like if you want to become an author, you don't become an author by just writing a book, you become an author by just writing. So it's like you write one page today, you're already a writer, and you write another page tomorrow, you're already building more and more evidence that you are in fact a writer, okay? Just like you don't have to run a marathon to be a runner, you just need to run consistently. So if you want to be a routine person, you just need to show yourself that over time you can stick to some form of routine, whether that's going for a walk in the morning, then going to work, then going to the gym, then coming home, whatever that looks like for you, but also be realistic to your routine and what's manageable for you too, right? Like if you work a 9 to 5, maybe you can't go to the gym for 2 hours and then go for a walk every single morning, right? Because you're going to burn yourself the fuck out. So like what's manageable for you and what are you willing to do, basically. Sorry, that was a bit of a ramble. Don't know if that answered your question at all. Anyway, okay, next question. What is your McDonald's order? Girl, I boycotted McDonald's months back, but if I were to get a McDonald's, I always get a crispy sweet chili chicken wrap with no cucumber, because I just don't think that vegetables belong in something that tasty. I'm sorry, I know that's embarrassing to say, like I'm literally a grown up, but that's the truth. So crispy sweet chili chicken wrap, I always would have got that with twisty fries, but they fucking took twisty fries off the menu, so I would probably just get that and like, I don't know, I don't really like McDonald's chips. I don't know, actually, I'm not gonna lie. A sweet chili chicken wrap for sure. Maybe nuggets. God, I actually don't know. I haven't had fucking McDonald's now in a while. I am loving burgers recently though, so I feel like I wouldn't be afraid to get like a Big Mac. Anyway, yeah, I think so. What I do love from McDonald's though is a hot apple pie. 10 out of 10. I love a hot apple pie. I'd pick a hot apple pie over a McFlurry any day. Anyway, next question is, any plans on moving out or moving country? Guys, I get this question all the time. Every time I do an anonymous Q&A, I get this question. I feel like I should really just take it as a sign that I need to fucking move my ass. Yes, 100%. I want to move abroad in the next couple of years. So I do. But I also don't want to just do that because I feel like I have to, or because that's what all my age group are doing at the moment. I'm quite happy living at home. I cannot lie. I like living at home. I like living with my family. I love living with my sister. I love living in Wicklow. I think Wicklow's so beautiful. And I think we're so lucky to live here. So I'm just enjoying where I'm at the moment. And I feel like if I were to be like, right, okay, I'm going to Australia tomorrow, I would feel like I have to do that. I would feel like I need to do that because everyone else my age is doing that. And I don't want to just do what I think I should do. I want to do what I want to do. I definitely want to move abroad. And if you know me personally, you'll absolutely know where I'm going. But it's not my biggest priority at the moment. I'm quite happy with where I'm at, and I just want to keep like dilly-dallying and working hard. And I think that like I couldn't justify moving away at the moment because I work so much that like I'm in my room all the time at my desk. If I were to move away, that would not change. I would still be sitting inside at my desk all day. And I think I would really struggle with that. So I think until I've found some more work-life balance, I'm going to stay put, if that makes sense. And I'm just going to run and grab my lip liner. I will be back in 1 minute. Sorry, I think I went off on a bit of a tangent with that one again. But I think I'm happy enough to stay at home for as long as my mum and dad will have me, to be honest. I'm assuming they'll keep me for another little while. Like, I'm still so young. I'm only 23. Which is crazy. But anyway, advice to literally just not care what people think about posting content. Before I do anything that I'm like slightly scared of, ask myself, what would I do if I literally didn't care? What would I do if I literally didn't care? Even if that's like texting someone and being like, do you want to go grab coffee? I'd be like, what would I do if I literally didn't care? Not that I do that. I do not fucking, I do not put myself out there like that. But I just ask myself, what would I do if I literally did not care? And the people that are judging me anyway, are they the kind of people that I want on my page? Are they the kind of people that I want consuming my content? You know, if they're going to judge me and they're not going to support me, do I want them following me anyway? And also, I always think about that like higher version of me. Do I think that she avoided discomfort? And do I think that she avoided posting content because she was uncomfortable, or because she was embarrassed, or because she cared what people thought? Or do I think that she felt the discomfort and felt the fear and did it anyway, and that's what got her to where she is? I always just think like that. And I think, like, guys, I cared what people thought for so fucking long. I'm from a really small town, and I cared so much. Even like this time last year, I was not making fitness content for Instagram because I was fucking terrified. I was like, what if I say the wrong thing, or what if someone doesn't agree with me? And then like a switch just like flipped in my brain after it was around after my photo shoot. I was just like, wait, what? I literally do not give a fuck. I do not give a fuck. And then I started the YouTube and the podcast and all. I was like, why am I living my life on other people's terms? Like, why am I living my life according to what I think other people want me to do? Why do I want to stay in the box that like other people have put me in? Why am I afraid to step outside that box? Is it because they're going to be intimidated? Is it because they're going to, you know, talk bad about me? I do not give a fuck what I, because I genuinely, right? I'm not joking you. I do not give a fuck what anyone thinks about me. Like, I actually do not. If I had told myself that 6 months ago, I wouldn't have believed you. I would not have believed you. Like, this is a very recent kind of new lease of life that I've had. Like, I probably have always come across like confident, but I haven't been. I've just been faking it till I make it. And I guess I've made it. Have I? Have I just pretended to be confident for so long that like now I am confident? And I would look at the most successful people and the people that I look up to most and be like, okay, what are they doing? What are they doing? Are they avoiding posting content because they're afraid of what people think? Fuck no. Fuck no. And anytime I get any hate, which I do get hate, and I've been subject to a lot of hate on TikTok, I use that as like, I'm like, oh, happy days, that's more engagement for me. I see the positive in absolutely everything. So I think just asking myself, like, what would I do if I literally didn't care? And that future version of me, do I think that she shied away from the things that scared her or made her uncomfortable? Or do I think that she acted on discomfort and that's how she grew? Hope that answers your question. Next question is, do you find running is good for burning calories? Definitely. But you burn very few of your daily calories from exercise. You actually just burn the majority of your calories by literally staying alive. So like blinking, chewing, swallowing, fidgeting, walking, whatever it may be. So you actually burn fewer calories from exercise. Yes, if you like run or do cardio, that's going to increase the calories that you burn every single day. But if it's in terms of like losing weight, you need to be in a calorie deficit. So even if you don't exercise, you could still lose weight providing you're in a calorie deficit with your food. And I don't like, if I just read the first part of that question, do you find running is good? No, I don't like running. I'm not a runner. So I'm probably not the gal to answer that question, I'm afraid. Sorry, I've been lining my lips for ages. I will never need lip filler as long as Rimmel Cappuccino exists. So good. So good. Okay, if you had to pick, I like this question. If you had to pick 2 tools only for fat loss, what would they be? Like calories, steps, gym, cardio, and why? Okay, so if I had to pick 2 tools just for fat loss, I would probably say gym and steps. Obviously, I would love to be able to eat whatever the fuck I wanted and still lose fat. I would love to never have to do cardio. I don't like doing cardio. I love going to the gym, and I would do that no matter what phase I'm in, like no matter what happens in my life, like I will still go to the gym. I love it so much. That's my happy place. And then steps, I love walking. I love walking. Like I just love being outdoors in nature. Sorry, there's no lip balm in this and I'm trying so hard to squeeze them out. Come on. No, okay, dude, that is empty. She needs to go in the bin. But I love walking. I love walking and listening to podcasts or walking and listening to music. That is such like therapeutic time for me. So definitely gym and steps. Because again, I'd love to be able to eat whatever the fuck I wanted and still lose weight. Which I like you can once you're in a deficit, but like I'd love to not have to be on low calories. That'd be fucking class. And then I'd love to never have to do cardio. Because I don't like doing cardio. Next question is, have you had many clients that have been a flop? Like, define a flop, right? Does that mean that people that just haven't achieved their goals? Because like that, I've been that client before. I've been the client that's like been a bit of a flop. Like, say if I've joined like an 8-week challenge or something and I haven't lost any weight because I just didn't commit fully to it. So you're always going to have clients like that. Like, you're always going to have clients that don't achieve their goals or like, you know, end up falling off. But like, I've been that person. So like, I never judge those people. And like, it's individual to everyone. Like, what have they got going on in their life? You know, some people have different circumstances and things come up. Sorry, I'm trying to fix my hair. I don't know what to do with it. I feel like I look like Billy Ray Cyrus. Yeah, you're always going to have people like that. But like, that's completely normal and that's just part of the human experience, and I've been that person before, so I don't judge. What's the highest calories you've ever been on? 2,800 at the end of my last building phase, and that was fucking hell. Oh my god, it was so hard to hit 2,800 calories. I was stuffed. Like, I'm in a building phase now, my calories are nowhere near that high and I'm struggling to hit my calories as is. I could not imagine being on that many calories I hope I don't have to be, because it's torture. Even though I just said in the last question that I'd love to be able to eat whatever the fuck I want and still lose weight, and now I'm giving out about my calories being too high. We'll never win. Would you recommend a photo shoot is the next question. So I would definitely recommend doing a photo shoot, and I would just make sure that you have the right intentions going into doing a photo shoot, because I think that doing a photo shoot was one of the most transformative things that I've ever done. Like, from shoot day, I feel like I walked in there into my first photo shoot with Stephen Black, a shell of a human, and I was terrified and I was nervous, and well, actually no, I wasn't that nervous, but I was like, I know I'm not as confident as people maybe think I am, and I was overthinking that a lot. And then when I walked in there and had my photo shoot, I was like this completely different person in front of the camera. I was so confident. I was like way more sassy and like bold and kind of, I don't know, it was really, really weird, but it was literally like something switched in my brain. And I think it kind of comes back to what I was saying a few minutes ago about like how maybe I had been faking being this confident person for so long that eventually I just did become a really, really confident person. And the confidence that I've gained from that photo shoot, I've carried with me since. And like, now that I'm at my heaviest weight that I've been at since starting with my coach, and like I'm 12 kg up from that day, I'm the most confident that I've ever been. And I think that's because I know that that's deep inside me. I don't know. I really, really, really do recommend it for like building confidence, stepping outside of your comfort zone, testing yourself as well. Like, if you're intending on doing a photo shoot through a prep, you are going to push yourself a lot and you're probably going to show yourself exactly what you're capable of. But my advice with doing photo shoot prep is just know the risks and know what's involved, and are you willing to do that? Are you willing to put yourself through that? Because it is fucking hard. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. Like, I'm prepping again this year and I'm going about it a different way. Like, I'm not going to be prepping for as long and stuff, just because I am a little bit scarred from my experience last year and how difficult that really, really was. It's going to be really fucking hard this year again, but I think I do have like the skills and tools now to like be able to manage it that little bit better. But I would recommend doing a photo shoot no matter what shape or size you are. You do not have to be lean to do a photo shoot. You do not have to be lean to celebrate your body and what it has gone through or where it has brought you to. You can do a photo shoot at any shape or size. So I wouldn't necessarily recommend just doing a photo shoot lean, because everybody is a photo shoot body, and that's the thesis. Next question. How to be happy within yourself. I think the first step to self-love is accepting the parts of yourself that you don't necessarily like and acknowledging them. Like, even if I liked 80% of myself and 80% of my traits or my looks or whatever it was, there was still always going to be that 20% that I didn't like. Like, oh, I don't like the way I do this, or I don't like the way I think like that, or I don't like the way this looks. The first step to self-love is accepting those parts and acknowledging them. Self-acceptance is the first step to self-love. So what is it that you don't like about yourself? And can you accept that? I think how to be happy within yourself, stop comparing yourself to other people as well. Comparison is the thief of joy. And unless you're willing to do a 100% swap with that person, I put a photo of an excerpt from a book that I'm reading at the moment. And he basically said, like, if you're comparing yourself to someone, right? Think of the person that you compare yourself most to, right? And I know for me, like, I would compare myself to a lot of other coaches. Would I genuinely be willing to do a 100% swap with that person? So I have to take, like, you know, their family, their job, their home, everything they've ever been through. Like, I have to take every single part of that person. Would I genuinely want to do that? The answer is probably fucking no. The answer is probably fucking no. Oh my God. So why am I comparing myself to that person? Because there's literally only one of me. Like, how fucking cool is it, girl, that there's only one of you? There is literally only one of you. Only one of you. How fucking unique is that? How fucking cool is that? And like, life is so bloody short. The chances of us being on this planet are so slim. And the chances of us coexisting on this planet at the same time, guys, so slim. Even slimmer again. I think if we were to spend that time hating on ourselves and not liking ourselves and comparing ourselves to other people, it'd be such a fucking waste. And I wasted so many years doing that. So many years doing that. But had I not done that, I wouldn't be where I am today, in fairness. So I'm not going to beat myself up over it, but I don't know. Does that answer your question? I hope so. Time management tips, Google Calendar. Again, Google Calendar. I colour code my Google Calendar. So all of my work is like blue. All my calls are like green. All of my self-care things are orange. So I can see, I'm a very visual kind of person. So like when I look at my calendar, I'm like, right, okay, I can see that work is this day, or that self-care is that day, or at this time or that time. Colour code your Google Calendar. Find blocks in your week. So like if you want to go to the gym 3 times, where are 3 hours in your week that you can dedicate to go to the gym? Pencil them in as if they're appointments. You wouldn't miss a hair appointment. You wouldn't miss a nail appointment. Like, imagine you didn't show up for your hairdresser or your nail tech. Wouldn't you be fucking mortified? Wouldn't you be mortified? So why wouldn't you show up for an appointment with yourself, girl? Google Calendar. That's my answer to that. Are you working with a business mentor? No. The last question's a fucking strong one. I'm going to put it up on the screen right now, but I'm not even going to read that out. I'm not giving you the satisfaction. Whoever asked that, I'm not giving you the satisfaction of reading that out. Anyway, guys, they're actually all the questions. I finished my makeup ages ago as well. I really thought that like I would finish the questions before finishing my makeup, and then I'd be like finishing the Q&A with like only half a face done. But I think I'm going to go get my toes done now. I think I might treat myself because it's Thursday and I've worked really fucking hard this week and I'm really feeling it in myself. So I'm like, I think I'm due a little self-care appointment with myself. But that was this week's anonymous Q&A. Get ready with me, and I really hope that you've enjoyed. I don't know if I'm going to do an anonymous Q&A again, because there's obviously questions that I have to leave out. I didn't leave out that last one because I did think it was kind of funny, to be fair, but sometimes I just think people use it as a confession box to tell me how they feel about me, and like that's absolutely fine. But like, just DM me, girl. Just DM me. I actually don't even think it's the girls that are doing it, because the girls that I have on my social media are amazing people. But guys, I hope you enjoyed that. I hope you enjoyed that. Next week I will have a vlog for you. I just wanted to break it up this week and do something a little bit different, because I know the vlogs can be quite repetitive, and I'm very conscious of the fact that like some days, like most of my days look really, really similar, and like I kind of do the same thing every single day. I don't want to be really fucking boring. I really, really don't want to be really boring. So if you want to tell me what you want to see, I'll just give that to you. But thank you so much for watching, and now would be a good time to remind you guys to please subscribe to my channel. Please subscribe to my channel. Oh my God, guys, I want to be a famous YouTuber. Like, I am a famous YouTuber. Okay, I'm just speaking it into existence. So if you could subscribe for me, you'd be fulfilling my dreams. And then when I become a famous YouTuber, I'm going to make loads and loads of money, and then I can go and do really, really fun things, and then I can vlog that, and then you get better content. So it's a win-win. I'm only joking. Anyway, I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your week, and I love you. Thank you for being here. Bye.